Friends, thank you for watching my channel. I just want to remind you, if you need wallpaper, go to www.wallpaperboulevard.com. Tell them Spencer sent you. In fact, if you use my hashtag, Spencer Colgan is wallpaper, they'll be sure to give you a 10% off at your checkout. No matter how much you order, they have a wide selection of wallpaper. Check it out. So when I first started paper hanging, I would hear the term dry hanging, and then I was instructed. And so you might think it odd to hear dry hang. It's sort of like the term a dry wine. I now know what a dry wine is. It's not sweet. So what is dry hanging? There's a couple of benefits to it, but you can't dry hang every paper. So dry hanging is simply pasting the wall and hanging the product without paste on the product. That's what it means. But here's the thing. This is our backing, right? And so the backing holds the wallpaper to the wall. This is what I call, and most people will call, the shell, right? That's the pattern. But the backing makes contact with the wall and will hold the pattern or the shell for the life of the wallpaper installation. And so essential to dry hanging is wetting the backing. Now, why would you hang the back? I'm sorry, why would you wet the back? Okay? And if you can, do this with the air conditioner. Blasting. The reason why you want to wet the back is so that this product doesn't go on the wall and cause bubbles. Watch this. Just watch the camera. Watch your screen. What's happening to that water as I do this? I'm accelerating what's happening here and here. As you can start to see the color coming, manifesting through the backing. Well, the moisture is allowing the saturation of these fibers. And as we've all used a mop before, right? To mop a floor. And you know when you have a brand new mop and you stick it into water, what happens? The mop pops out of the water because there's so much air in the mop fibers that it causes the product, the mop, to come back up, because the air floats above water, and so therefore it wants to come out of the water. It's pushing upward. These fibers have now become engorged with water. As you can see, it has received the water and is now soaked. I don't want to put it up just yet because it's still wet. I'm going to paste my wall and then take this product and hang it dry. And the product, by wetting it and letting it dry, will have expanded on my table. The reason why you get vertical bubbles, this is a pure manifestation of expansion that takes place on the wall when you get long bubbles. They're not bubbles, they're expansion. It's an expansion issue. It's air that's trapped underneath because the wallpaper has moved on the wall, or else you wouldn't have a bubble. And so it expands on the wall because the moisture from the paste does to the paper on the wall what the water alone does to the paper on the table. Instead of letting it expand on the wall and having a problem the next day, we let the product expand on the table. No harm, no foul. It expands here. There's no bubbles, there's no nothing. It expands and then dries, and then it remains expanded. Once you put it on the wall and it expands, and you start hanging your subsequent sheets, you come back to find out you've got vertical bubbles and you've got real trouble. Now you can hang many, many wallpapers in this fashion. Except, however, where it specifically prohibits dry hanging. A lot of products are coming out now that say paste the wall. I love paste the wall because it's lighter on the arms. You don't have to bring over the paper, which is heavy, but more heavy because you have paste on it. Okay, so any questions, just let me know. Please make a comment. Please make a comment below. And please don't forget to check like. So you say, Spencer, I don't like getting paste on the next sheet. You know, I come in the next day, and how am I going to do that? Well, you're going to do it just like this. You're not going to touch the edge of your wallpaper. Okay? But Spencer, you're leaving a part dry. That's right. I certainly am. And I'll show you how we're going to handle that. After you've pasted your wall, you might find that the paste may be tempted to start drying. And if that happens, just spritz it a bit, mist, just a mist. So instead of your paste drying, the water from your mist will dry so that you have time to work with it. Okay? To avoid the issue of not having paste on the edge, I just take my roller and I put some paste right on the edge of the paper. It's already expanded. And so this will make the edge stick. So I'll take my paper over to the wall. So how long do I wait after I spritz the wallpaper down? How long do I wait for that? Until you see the wetness dissipate. Not dry completely. You may not have time for that. But then it dissipates. Before I trim the top, you want to make sure that you don't need any of the top before you cut it off. In fact, just to be sure, I'm not going to completely trim it. I'm going to leave myself some paper at the top, but I don't want it curling over on me. When you trim the top, you commit to the cut. Can't change the decision. Okay. So. And I can tell you what a pleasure it is to do it like this. Everything falls into place. I'll bring you up close in a moment. Okay. Let me show you. So we pulled the seams nice and tight together. Go over it gently. And if there's any working the seams now, it can be done quite easily with this method. I love it. What do you think?